And here we go. So, excuse me. I had a very interesting experience yesterday. And it occurred just after my sweetheart had finished massaging me. And this was wild. This was absolutely wild. So, I was supposed to I signed up for a kind of like there was this event to attend, and it was all virtual. It was on Zoom, and it was to learn about real estate wholesaling for beginners. And so I thought, like, awesome, like maybe there's something about the process that I don't know, something about the process that I don't know, and maybe I can like dive in and like listen in and everything and like see what happens and stuff. And so I jumped on the Zoom call. I was like 5 minutes late to it. And so I got into the meeting, into the call and everything, and I didn't know that I wasn't muted. Normally, whenever I enter a Zoom call, there's the option to like mute yourself. Well, normally you're muted when you enter like a Zoom call that like you're not intended to speak in, right? And so I didn't know that I wasn't muted. And this guy's talking about like the call to action and everything, and like he's talking about like the red pill, blue pill, like matrix thing. And I'm like watching this, and I say out loud, because I thought I was muted. I say out loud, "Why is this guy talking about the hero's journey? This is supposed to be about wholesaling." And I wasn't muted, so he heard me. and and he was like, "Chris, if this isn't for you, you can leave. You can go somewhere else." And the second I heard him say my name and realized that he heard what I said, I was like, "Oh fuck." And I was like, "I'm so sorry. That was so rude of me. I thought that I was muted." And like within that time frame of me responding, he kicked me out of the Zoom call. And I tried to get back in and everything. Like I tried to get back in on mine. I tried to get back in on my sweetheart's phone, and yeah, it didn't work. I tried calling in, and then like I thought about it, and I was like, okay, and then I can just call her my partner, my girlfriend. Um, she she approached me on it, and she was like, he probably kicked you because you were exposing his bullshit. And it's like, you know, something that I really appreciate about what I did there was that was a move. I'm not saying that it wasn't rude, but what I am suggesting is that was a move of bluntness. Like, yes, no, like, answer, like, cut to the fucking chase. And my entire life I've had a tendency to like beat around every like dance around a subject, and like, like if someone were to ask me like, do you want to go out for a like I don't know, like, do you want to go do this? And then like my response would be, well, like, it's not like yes or no, it's like, well, so like the way that I've been, my energy has suggested the opposite of bluntness. It's suggested the opposite of clarity. It's like just like kind of like gray area. So yeah, like I was looking at that, and like initially like I felt bad about it, and then I was like, no, you know what? I don't need to feel bad about this. I corrected my behavior. I apologized, which is the most important thing. And the most interesting thing about that experience was my capacity to be blunt. Um, Now, if I knew that I was unmuted, I wouldn't have said that. But for me, moving forward in life, my capacity to be blunt is so important to me. And let me make this very clear, because I think that a lot of people are kind of like, I don't know, there's like a filter of illusion over people's faces, or over people's, eyes, over their vision and stuff. People will waste your time in life. That's just the way I've had a ton of people waste my time in life, right? So the ability to be blunt about what it is that you want and need, your likes, dislikes, no bullshit. Like your ability to just like, full on yes, no. Just that. Like you don't need to give a backstory, you don't need any of that stuff. You can, if storytelling is something that you enjoy, then great, but like do that on your own time. Like if someone is asking you a yes or no question, just give them a yes or no answer. So yeah, like I was reflecting on it, and like after the matter, like I actually started laughing about it. I was like, oh wow, this guy kicked me out. It's probably because I was exposing everything, but let me just say this, because I'm pretty sure that this is fact. People who have the unwavering capacity to be blunt dart like a fucking bullet, right? They're like tunnel vision. Like nothing, there's no noise that's stopping them. They're just going. And the reason for this is because there's just no bullshit involved, right? They're not tolerating crap, like, this, that, and the other. You're either a yes or a no, right? And I value that. I've never valued it as much as I do now, considering where I am at in life and like what's going on in my life and stuff and what it is that I'm looking for. That's just the reality of it. So, in terms of a path forward, I'm looking for myself to be blunt with people. And it's not easy, like especially when you wake up every day with a very specific way of living. Just throwing yourself into, like, it's almost like you have to push yourself to just like yes, no, just like that. And that's just the way that it is. But this really taught me a lot, because I really want to, not just want, I absolutely need to move forward with a lifestyle along the line of being blunt. And a lot of people would look at people that are blunt and they'd be like, oh wow, that guy's an asshole, or wow, that, like, I don't know, like all that kind of stuff. And it's not true, it's just an opinion. But they don't waste time. They just go. They know what they like. They know what they dislike. They know what they want. They know what they need. They know what they don't want. They know what they don't need, and they don't waste any time, in anything else. And that's fucking cool. Without a doubt, you will be drastically more successful in life if you spend more time in that space, in that energy, because there's just nothing but potential there, right? The faster you can say yes or no, the faster you're going to move. Think about that. Like seriously, think about that. Like, you might have people coming at you with questions and stuff, just yes or no questions. Or even, mainly like just yes or no questions, right? And your ability to just like punch those questions in the face and just get them out of the way. Yes, no, like just move, just go. Like it's interesting how much it's interesting how many things slow people down, and I'm not interested in being one of those people that gets slowed down by that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a very interesting experience. And oh, by the way, the funny thing was, that event was going to be an hour long. It was from 6 to 7, and just after getting off of that, I don't know, like I spent like 10 or 15 minutes trying to get back in, another waste of my time. I went on YouTube and I typed in, real estate wholesaling for beginners. I found a video that explained everything in like 5 minutes. So, yeah, like, what's interesting about what the guy was saying, he was like, call to action and everything. It was like the hero's journey style of thing. The red pill, the blue pill. Like, you are you actually going to do it or are you not? If you actually do it, you will get these results. If you don't, you will not get these results. That's it's as simple as that. Like, nothing works unless you do. Like that, and that's what he was trying to say. Like that's all. Like, are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? If you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it, move the fuck on. Like that. Just. And then it's like, okay, getting into. But that's the thing. Like, you don't need an hour to explain. I mean, unless you're taking questions and everything, which very well might be the case. But just, like, getting to the point. Like, people do not. And I'm saying this from experience. I have had a tendency in the past to absolutely not get to the point. To just, like, dance around it all. And yeah, in my honest opinion, it's not cool. So that's all.